Thanks to a corporate buyout, KLAK-TV is moving. Starting on May 31st of last year, we'll be moving to our new home on Channel 13, which incidentally used to be our old home. Of course, if the station sale falls through, we'll be moving to Channel 62, for no reason whatsoever. But then again, if we get the buyer we really want, we'll be going to Channel 37. Of course, the FCC might say otherwise. You know what? Screw it. It's easier to just keep it on Channel 31. And welcome to the Oddity Archive, the show that resists change and unsurprisingly continually gets steamrolled by it. But in spite of that, my crusade to bring back analog TV will succeed someday. Mark my words. But anyway, speaking of changes, and analog TV for that matter, how convenient. Today, we're going to take a look at yet another piece of local TV esoterica. In this case, something that was, dare I say, a bit of an epidemic in America, especially during the mid-90s, peaking in 1995. But yeah, today we're going to take a look back at the then continual annoyance of TV station network affiliation switchovers. So, in other words, you got a local TV station and they happen to be an NBC affiliate, but then they become a CBS affiliate. The staff of the station doesn't change, it's just the network shows that they run change, but it becomes a big deal and a big mess anyway. I promise, it's at least somewhat more interesting than it sounds.
Channel 2, which used to be what Channel 11 is now what used to be what Channel 11 was then. And
to be blunt, the stories of most of the TV network affiliate switchovers makes watching paint dry seem like an action-packed thrill ride. Nonetheless, let's briefly touch on the three, if you will, greatest hits.
New York's window on the world.
Okay, this first one is really just a formality. In all reality, in the early days of television, there were two major networks, NBC and CBS, and two more modest networks, ABC and Dumont. Upon Dumont's demise in 1956, each former Dumont station, whether an affiliate or owned and operated, was left to fend for itself. Some affiliated with other networks, some were bought out, and some soldiered on as independent stations. The first true wave of switchovers occurred during the late 70s through the late 80s. The conventional wisdom is that it was initially spurred on by the rise of the ABC network during the mid and late 70s. Within a few years, ABC went from perpetual third place up to first place in the general ratings. Of course, NBC made a nice comeback in the early mid-80s, and then CBS. In short, many affiliate stations, as opposed to owned and operated, wanted to hitch their wagon to the top network.
It all happens at 3 a.m. January 1st. That's when NBC goes to Channel 4, CBS to Channel 6, and Channel 7 becomes an independent.
Funnily enough, the first major shuffling didn't happen until the beginning of 1989, with Miami, Florida in the crosshairs. Initially, local, then CBS station WTVJ was bought out by NBC, the network. Meanwhile, CBS had its, pardon the pun, eye on Fox affiliate WCIX, and proceeded to buy it out, taking its programming to WCIX. From there, a nasty domino effect took place, causing 5 stations in the Miami and West Palm Beach markets, some 70-ish miles apart, to swap, plus a new station, WPBF, to start up. Because ABC had nowhere to go otherwise. The best remembered round of switchovers occurred over the span of 1994 and 1995. The story is a convoluted nightmare, even worse than Miami. But the two most important parts of it spawned from A, the Fox network acquiring over-the-air broadcast rights to regular season NFL games, and B, continued fallout from that whole business with CBS and NBC in Miami. Between the two, an absolutely mind-numbing number of broadcast business deals was unleashed. In the end, 72 stations in 34 cities wound up, at the very least, having 2 stations swap affiliations. Phoenix, Arizona drew the short straw and had 4 stations change places.
The station that was CBS was bought by a company partly owned by Fox, so CBS defected to an independent station. The one that used to be NBC doesn't change at all.
While I do want to keep the emphasis of today's episode on goofy promos and those moments where we're lucky enough to have had someone capture on tape the moment of a switchover, I think I would be remiss if I didn't cover some of the news footage surrounding some of these shenanigans. So anyway, yeah, today's first montage is going to be, as implied, all about news footage. So yeah, we're going to be basically taking a look at a little sampler platter of how a handful of markets handled their imminent changes. So yeah, perhaps unsurprisingly, the majority of this footage either comes from the 1989 Miami switchover or the big multi-market mass 1995 switchover. So with that, regarding the 95 switchover, I guess this would be a good time to talk about it. I had a front row seat to that one. So growing up in suburban Denver was one of those markets that had not just an affiliate change, but all 3 of our major networks changed at the same time on the same day back in September of 1995. So thankfully at the time, and to all 3 stations' credit, they were very transparent about it. But probably more importantly, they all had their own little variation on the same very basic promo, and they tried to keep it as absolutely basic as possible. So instead of going into the weeds about what show is on what network, they basically said, hey, our affiliations are going to rotate here. So it worked out that our 3 major channels were on 4, 7, and 9. Channels 4, 7, and 9. And yeah, the affiliations went as follows. Channel 4 went to 7, 7 went to 9, 9 went to 4. And of course, the staff of each station did not change. And it was very well documented at the time, and perhaps unsurprisingly, I found a bumper crop of footage from it. But having said that, I think I have a pretty wide selection for you here. In fact, I've got one clip dating back to the late 70s for you here.
This is the last NBC report to be seen here on Channel 5. Tomorrow morning, beginning with Good Morning America, ABC Network joins us. The only changes will occur in network programming. Your favorite programs like Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, Three's Company will now be seen on Channel 5.
Tomorrow morning in the Channel 13 control room, a button will be pushed and...
This is NBC.
A dozen miles away, the same thing will be done at the Channel 6 control room and the CBS eye will pop up. As you watch us tonight, you're seeing the last moments of WAST. Coinciding with the network switch, Channel 13 becomes WNYT. The network exchange has already begun. Channel 13 has carried several editions of NBC Magazine, and last night cleared Barbara Mandrell and her sisters.
Ask people what's going on, and you'll find they've got a sense of humor, but not the right answer to some simple programming questions for the new year.
Bill Cosby, Channel 7?
Nope, but we asked her to please guess again.
Bill Cosby, Channel 10?
Still not right. Some think we're the big losers since we will no longer have a network affiliation. But Penny, management here says that's not necessarily so.
Sometime next summer, all of your favorite WCIX programs, from Action News to 60 Minutes, will move to Channel 4 on the dial. And programming now seen on Channel 4 will move to Channel 6.
The 45-year relationship between WAGA-TV Channel 5 and CBS is over. Instead, Channel 5 will be hitching up with the Fox Broadcasting Network. As we hear from Channel 5's Jim Krasierski, the breakup is over a younger TV audience.
Ordinarily, our ratings are not the best.
Welcome to WVEU-TV, Channel 69. Home of a daily Japanese language newscast, and home of the Martial Arts Theater. And as of November, it's the CBS television station in Atlanta.
Of course I was nervous. I mean, I didn't think it would be so hard to take my finger and move it and actually hit a button, but it went well, and we're all real happy with the way it went. And
it reminded me of the space shuttle. Do you guys feel like you were doing something of that magnitude?
It feels that way. I guess I'm sure the folks at NASA don't think that, but sure felt that way to me.
Here's where it all started, with the National Football League. A couple of years ago, the Fox network won the rights to broadcast NFC games. And the guy who was right in the middle of that decision was none other than Denver Broncos owner Pat Bowlen. The Fox network began buying stations that already had other networks like NBC, ABC, and CBS. That means those networks had to find new stations.
You really want the story?
Yeah, I do.
Well, it's all Rupert Murdoch's fault.
Okay.
I did speak with one viewer tonight who said she is fed up with all the hoopla. The big switch has prompted her to think about turning on or turning off the big switch on her television, the on-off button.
I think we can safely say that the best remembered part of all these affiliate shakeups during the 80s and 90s comes by way of the promos for these things. So I've got a montage here for you, of course, featuring some promos in which network stars actually step in to try and help plug the change. I've got some in which the station's got some pretty dang snazzy jingles, or in one case a very wonky parody of a very well-known 80s tune to help plug things, and some that seem to have been done under duress. They're incredibly dry, and yeah, I am still going to throw some of those in because, well, I can't let things get too entertaining now, can I? But anyway, I also have a wild card in here, and it's going to be the last clip, but I found this like 2.5 minute little mini movie from Knoxville, Tennessee, ABC affiliate WATE. Now, WATE never changed at all, but for whatever crazy reason, in 1988, there was some affiliation stuff going on in that market, and they went and made this very baffling, very hard to follow, allegorical fairy tale, regarding some of these changes going on. I think in the end, the two other big network stations wound up swapping, but that was it. But yeah, I can just about guarantee you that this never went to air. I can't even picture this running at 2 a.m. But it was so good/bad, I had to throw it in.
Celebrate a new beat of the heart. The heart's got a brand new beat. Ah, celebrate a new beat of the heart. Heart led friends to create. Celebrate. Celebrate a new beat of the heart. Celebrate.
Les Nessman here with Mr. Carlson from WKRP in Cincinnati.
I know what you're thinking. Why are we here at Channel 11?
Because this fall, all the great CBS shows will be right here on Channel 11.
MASH, Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas.
Lou Grant, 60 Minutes. And I'll be replacing Mike Hamrick on Action News. Maybe Norm Lewis?
No, there's a possibility.
You should see us now.
On Monday, September 9th, the ABC television network joins Channel 30. The station's strong local commitment to you continues with Action News. And soon, popular shows like Dynasty and Hotel.
Susan, Anna, Cliff, and John. The new sport team you counted on.
Reach for the stars.
Hey, you boys know the way to Channel 11?
Yeah, just follow us.
You hear that? Go on, follow.
Even though your favorite CBS shows have moved to Channel 11,
Don't lose it now. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
some things will never change. Like the great coverage you get on Action News 11. Cheer up, Baltimore. Things are changing for the better.
Glory be. We made it.
September 5th, Dave moves to WOIO.
Why are we moving? We lost our lease.
You know, this fall you'll see a lot of changes on Channel 11.
All your favorite CBS shows are moving to Channel 11.
Dallas, 60 Minutes, The Jeffersons, The Dukes of Hazzard.
Alice.
Oh, yeah, Alice. They're all right here on Channel 11.
So you see, some things do change for the better.
So how come this Joey never changes? It's the worst I've ever had.
Your favorite sports are looking better. Who shows you more? Tony Segreto.
You may have already heard about the changes in local television network affiliations. Well, we'd like to take this opportunity to explain what those changes will mean to you. Beginning August 22nd, the NBC network programs you've been watching on Channel 6 and 8 will be seen on KTHI Channel 11.
We know you'll agree. It's news, it's hot, it's what you want. NBC and 9 News. Best shows on the tube.
Channel 11 is now what used to be what Channel 2 was before. It's kind of hard to explain. But there's one station that isn't playing musical affiliations. With all the confusion, it's nice to know TV5 has its ears on straight, right where we belong. WAGA TV5, 31 years with CBS in Atlanta.
Once upon a time, not so very long ago, in a land not so very far away, there reigned 3 kings over the kingdoms of Greystone, Heartland, and Sharp's Ridge. King Wait was proud of his prized possession, a large lead egg. One day, as he was looking out over television land, he saw King Burr's silver egg and King Whitbig's gold one, and he wasn't happy with his lead egg anymore. He went to Sharp's Ridge and stole King Whitbig's gold egg. A triumphant King Wait returned to Greystone with the gold egg. The gloating king did not know his greed would cause the egg to tarnish and turn back to lead. One day, while surveying his land, he spied King Whitbig's gold egg, and he set out to get it. The mighty King Burr then stole King Whitbig's gold egg. He had forgotten how greed had caused King Wait's kingdom to crumble. But King Wait remembered. As the other two fought, King Wait smiled, and all in Greystone rejoiced.
To close things out, by some miracle, there are actually a decent handful of off-air recordings of the very moment that a switchover took place. Now, as one might expect, some of these are quite ceremonious, and some are truly unceremonious, like blink and you miss it kind of unceremonious. But then I found one that was just baffling. So even when you see it, it might not make any sense, but I'll try and describe it for you here. It starts with the end of a regular show, and it goes into what seems to be just a normal sign-off, and partway through the national anthem, it cuts off, and a locally produced Arabic music show starts up, and about halfway through the first song, it very awkwardly segues into another attempt at the same sign-off, and at almost the exact same place during the national anthem, it cuts off again, but this time it's where the news station kicks in and takes over. There may very well be a cut or 2 or 3 in the tape. I really honestly can't tell, but no matter how you slice it, it's a total train wreck. Now, otherwise, I do have a wild card once again for you here, and once again, it'll be at the end, and it is a little off topic, but I can't think of a better time to run this one. So I've been sitting on this clip forever now, but it's a commercial break from a Mickey Spillane rerun, the original 50s Darren McGavin one. And during the commercial break, you get the dreaded plain blue screen and scrolling white text saying, "Hey, we're going out of business, and with sign off tonight, that's it. See ya." Now, for what it's worth, this station did come back on the air nearly 2 years later, and they didn't change a thing. It was under the same management and showing mostly the same shows.
Okay, let's go to the button.
You're watching WFOR TV, Gore, South Florida.
Call now, 1-800-227-9891.
You're watching
Wow, look at that. I'm looking at a monitor here, and instantaneously, there we are. And there I am on Channel 6, NBC 6. A new station is born. Jerry and Willard want to show you a magic trick I learned out here tonight. See this? Watch this. Huh?
Oh, that's so nice.
That's your Good Morning America first look.
Have a great day, everyone.
Local 10 Morning News every morning at 4:30 to 11.
Well, right now it's...
All right, Bay Area, it's time to make the switch to NBC 3. Are you ready? All right, count down with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, NBC 3. We're up next.
The National Broadcasting Company and its affiliates welcome KNTV, NBC3.
This is
You're watching NBC.
You're watching Philadelphia's NBC 10. Now, live from the News Center, this is News 10 Premiere Edition.
Rock 103's Bad Dog, the Germantown Cheerleaders, Westwood High's award-winning and Rose Bowl-bound band, all helping bring in a new era in television news and programming. Wait a minute! It's a whole new look, and it starts with Mornings on Fox. Ron Maroney, Valerie Calhoun, Chip Washington, along with the I Guys. Scott Taylor will bring a fresh start to your day each morning, beginning at 6. And don't forget to stay tuned each weekday for 13 Eyewitness News at new times.
Oh, yeah, I got my socks on, my rocks on, my nephew go, hobby, try to drive me, try to pull that boy, blink. Hey, yo, crazy, you got the gun, what am I swing that twist?
You're watching WGPR Channel 62 in Detroit, the first black-owned and operated television station in the United States. At this time, we will leave the air due to technical adjustments and maintenance to our transmitter site. Thank you for watching Channel 62.
CBS is bigger than ever on Detroit 62.
يا موطني يا نجمة علامك البيضاء.
This is WGPR TV 62 Detroit. We will leave the airwaves at this time period for technical adjustments to our transmitter. Thank you for watching WGPR TV 62 Detroit.
In
station of TV2 will be carrying Fox's national favorites like Melrose Place and NFL football, plus more news, and some syndicated favorites like Donahue and Real Stories of the Highway Patrol.
We can make more in 10 minutes. I can't even make toast. It's so easy and so good.
Memorable.
System. Call 866-4966 for an appointment and more information. At a press conference today, it was announced various independent television stations, including KXLI St. Cloud and KXLT Rochester,
will be combined to form the Minnesota Independent Network. This combination is subject to FCC approval. As part of this change, regular broadcast operations of KXLI 41 and KXLT 47 will be suspended effective at the end of this broadcast day until further notice.
Please consult future television listings for information regarding the Minnesota Independent Network.
Well, that's it for today's archive, and that's it for this season. And what a crazy-ass season it has been. So unlike the last couple of years here, where the between-season break was indefinite because I just simply didn't know when I was going to be getting back to work, and those of you that followed me at the time know exactly why. But yeah, I'm happy to report that this year I am reverting back to my old way of doing things. And for those of you that are unfamiliar, that means 5 weeks without a standard whole number archive episode. Now, that doesn't mean I won't still be here every week, but yeah, we're going to do some other stuff for a while. So there'll be a Ben's Junk or two. I hope to have the first thrifting episode of the year for you. And I intend to do at least one live stream during that time. And of course, I always post old commercials and stuff to the Archive Annex channel at this time of year. And for the 4 of you that would ever care, yes, our old ex-Soviet DJ buddy Sergey is going to be giving us his first little tour through his little catacomb of classics in 2 years now. Now, after the new season starts up, a few weeks into it, I also intend to bring back a little tradition of ours, and that would be the annual Record Ripoffs episode. Which reminds me, I really need to get my 8-track deck fixed, because I think I'm going to need it this year. I really need to get on that. But, oh yeah, and I'm going back to beautiful downtown Aurora this summer. I mean, not permanently or anything, just to visit. I mean, I wouldn't have all this stuff up still behind me if I were moving. But, yeah, you won't be hurting for material at all. And otherwise, yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'll talk to you again sooner than you think.